Are you posting content, running ads, or updating your website, but still feel like your business isn't visible online? In this episode of the Digital Success for Business podcast, we're going back to basics and cutting through the noise. I'll walk you through the essential digital marketing strategies every SME needs to build a strong online presence, and what to focus on first if you're overwhelmed and unsure where to begin. So by the end of this episode, you'll have a clear, actionable list of what you need to grow online and how to make sure that all your efforts are working together, not in isolation. Welcome back to the Digital Success for Business podcast. I'm your host, Leanne Cohens, a digital success coach and founder of Marketing Leap. And if you're a small to medium business owner who wants to grow online without the fluff, overwhelm, or wasted time, you're absolutely in the right place. So let's start with the big question. Does having a strong online presence still matter? Yes, more than ever. And not because people are Googling everything. It matters because the way customers make decisions have changed. And your digital or online presence is often their first experience with your business. And I can guarantee you, before your potential client picks up that phone, visits your shop, or sends an inquiry, they've already checked out your website, skimmed your socials, read your Google reviews, and compared you to a few others in the same space. And if any of that is inconsistent, out of date, or just plain invisible, they move on. A strong online presence builds trust before the first conversation even happens. It's your digital handshake, your first impression, and your credibility check. If your website looks professional, your branding is consistent, and your content is relevant, that tells your potential customer that we know what we're doing and you're in safe hands. It also builds brand recognition. When your colors, tone, and messaging are clear across your website, socials, and emails, you become recognizable, familiar. It's what keeps people coming back and referring you to others. On the flip side, if you're invisible online or your presence feels half-hearted or simply a mess of different messages and branding, you risk losing customers to competitors who look more trustworthy, getting price shopped because there's no perceived value, or simply being forgotten altogether because your brand doesn't stick. And this is why digital marketing isn't just about sales. It's about positioning. Positioning your business as credible, capable, and memorable. And you don't need to be everywhere to do that. But you do need to be present, clear, and consistent where it counts. And if that sounds overwhelming, let's simplify things. If you're overwhelmed by marketing or unsure where to start, there are 5 digital foundations that every small business needs to have in place. No fluff, no gimmicks, just the essentials that work. The first thing that you need is a website that works for you. Your website is your digital storefront, even if you're not selling online. It needs to be mobile friendly, fast to load, easy to navigate, aligned with your brand and messaging, and clear on what action you want visitors to take, whether it's booking a call, filling a form, or buying a product. Your website should guide people clearly and confidently. And yes, it does need to be updated regularly. If it still says copyright 2021 in the footer, it's time to do an upgrade. Secondly, you need SEO, so people can actually find you. Search engine optimization, or even search everywhere optimization, isn't a buzzword. It's the difference between showing up on Google or ChatGPT when someone is searching or being invisible. That means that you have clear page titles and meta descriptions, keywords that reflect what your audience is actually searching for, regular content like blog posts that position you as an expert and gives AI like ChatGPT, Copilot, or Genesis information it can pull from and link to when giving you answers. And finally, the big one, claiming and updating your Google business profile. Even simple SEO fixes can drive real long-term traffic, and it's one of the most cost-effective strategies you can invest in. The third digital foundation every SME needs is consistent social media presence. No, you don't need to be on every platform, but you do need to show up where your audience is, consistently and with intention. Now that could be posting on Facebook for updates and reviews and community, using Instagram for visuals and behind-the-scenes photos, or showing up on LinkedIn if you're B2B. Or maybe it's posting to YouTube or TikTok if you're using video, and then again using Google Business for credibility and local discovery. Consistency builds familiarity, and familiarity builds trust. Trust leads to sales. If you don't know where you should be spending your time online, I have a fantastic PDF based on industry and content types that will answer that question for you. And I'll pop the link into my resources page below in the notes. Now, the fourth digital foundation is a simple email marketing strategy. Do not underestimate your email list. These are people who have chosen to hear from you. You don't need fancy automations to get started. All you need is a welcome sequence for new leads, a monthly or fortnightly newsletter, occasional promotions or announcements. That's it. Now, email is one of the most highest converting marketing channels when it's done right, and you own your list, unlike your followers on social media. And the final digital foundation for small business is clear messaging and branding, although, in my opinion, this is what should come first before any of the other four, because this is what ties everything together and gives you, your potential customers, clarity on who you are and what you do. If your logo, tone of voice, and offers feel mismatched across platforms, it confuses your audience. So it's time to ask yourself, does my branding feel current and aligned with where my business is now? Is my value clear within 10 seconds of landing on my website and my social platforms? Would someone know what I do and who it's for without digging? Now, if the answer to any of those questions is maybe or not really, it's time to revisit your messaging. These 5 essentials work together. They don't need to be perfect, but they do need to be intentional. And if you just focus on these 5 essentials, you'll be already ahead of most businesses who are still winging it online. So now that we've covered the essentials, let's talk about the mistakes I see all the time and how you can avoid falling into the same traps. Because sometimes it's not about doing more, it's about doing less, but doing it right. The first mistake is trying to be everywhere all the time. Now, this is a big one. You don't need to post on every platform every day. What you need is consistency, not volume. Pick the platforms that your audience uses and focus your energy there. Again, download my PDF based on industry and content types to show you where you should be spending your valuable time on social media. The link to my resources page is actually below in the notes. Finally, post content that adds value, not just for the sake of posting. Now, the second mistake is having no clear strategy or goals. A lot of businesses jump into digital marketing without a plan. They start a Facebook page, boost a post, maybe run an ad here or there, but without clear goals, you can't measure results or improve anything. So ask yourself these questions. What is the main goal of your marketing? Is it leads, sales, bookings? Do you have a system to track these outcomes? If the answer is fuzzy, start there. If this is so far out of your comfort zone, let's talk. I did a great episode last fortnight on what a fractional CMO does, as well as previous ones on strategy, so make sure you check those out. Or simply jump on a discovery call. Now, the third mistake is ignoring your website. Many small businesses and SMEs spend more time on Instagram stories than they do on the one platform they actually own, which is their website. Outdated designs, broken links, clunky mobile experience, it all sends the wrong message. You don't need a flashy site. You need a clean, clear, and functional one that works on mobile, loads fast, and tells visitors exactly what to do next. Mistake number 4 is DIYing everything forever. Now, I'm all for bootstrapping when you're starting out, but there comes a point where doing everything yourself is costing you growth. And that's when support, whether it's a strategist, a social media manager, or even a fractional marketing CMO or fractional marketing lead, can help you move forward faster. There's a difference between being hands-on and being stuck. The 5th mistake is inconsistent branding and messaging. And this is a huge one that I see all the time. This shows up in things like using 5 different logos, changing the tone of voice between platforms and not having a documented brand voice, or having one offer on your website, another on your emails, because confused customers don't buy and they certainly don't convert. So keep your brand voice and offers clear and consistent across every single touch point. Avoiding these 5 mistakes doesn't require more effort, it just requires focus and being intentional with the time and the resources that you already have. And if you need help figuring out where to start, this is what we do at Marketing Leap. So where do you start? If you've been listening and thinking this is exactly what I need, but I don't have time to figure it all out, that's completely normal. Most businesses that I work with are in the same position. And here's the good news. You don't need to fix everything overnight. You just need to get the core foundations in place and then build from there. At Marketing Leap, we help businesses do exactly that. We work with SMEs across Australia to simplify, structure and scale their digital marketing using a clear plan that matches where your business is at. We don't just hand you a strategy and walk away. We actually offer done-for-you website updates and SEO, or if needed, a complete website rebuild, social media management that's aligned with your goals, paid ad support when you're ready to scale, and full digital marketing roadmaps through our fractional marketing executive model. Everything we do is grounded in practical strategy. No fluff, no guesswork. So if you're ready to finally build a strong online presence that works for your business, head to marketingleap.net and book a discovery call. We'll talk through where you're at, what's working, what's not, and see if we're the right team to support your growth. And if this episode has helped, I'd love it if you'd subscribe, leave a review, or share it with another business owner who could use a little less overwhelm and a lot more traction online. And in the next episode, we're talking about one of the biggest time wasters that I see in small business marketing, which is tech overload. I'll walk you through the platforms you really need and which ones might be costing you more time than they're worth. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Digital Success for Business podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on YouTube for even more tips.